much.
And I will say, MTS, he's known as almost like a two-trick. Garen, Darius are the two that he plays.
Right.
He does have a pretty mean Camille for the region, which, you know, again, take it or leave it based on the strength of the Baron laners in North America. But he has played the Camille quite a lot. I feel like he's going to be comfortable in this matchup in the early levels. And Garen can do a decent job of trying to bully around the Camille.
Early game, yeah.
Early, especially with those nerfs to her first ability.
For sure, like early game, Garen just... Right now, Garen destroys Camille. She used to be able to win lane against him, but as I said, like now she doesn't deal that true damage anymore. So Garen's second ability is going to be very effective to block out a lot of that burst damage of Camille. And like as you said, MTS, Garen, Darius, right? Like these are the two obvious picks that he plays like nearly every single game.
Sentinels up 1-0 in the best of 3. A win here would put them on the map as the first team to win a series from North America at the international stage. Liberty hoping for 2 more in a row to keep their win rate against our region strong. Let's see what Sentinels are bringing to the table. Let's see what Liberty is prepared for.
So we have this matchup again, which is Lucian against Zed. And I keep saying it, I don't think Zed can win lane against Lucian. You can see it here already. Like Mali is going to be bullying Kona. And especially when he gets his Hull Breaker, Kona is never going to kill him.
Yeah, I mean, Mali played that level 1 exceptionally well. Kona got baited into trying to go for a trade, and the fact that Mali got the piercing light through the minion, gets the CS and hits Kona again, doesn't get that one, but still, yeah, Kona's in trouble right now.
Mali can just freeze the rain right now, force Kona to farm from a long distance, and that's gonna call for the junglers, however. Kinzin doesn't like seeing this in the mid, right?
He's like, all right, I gotta help out my assassin brethren right now. But okay, he goes from buff to Raptors and is actually wrapping around behind the turret, so not immediately affecting mid.
I would love to see what's happening in mid, because it really feels like Mali is actually constant. Yeah, he's freezing the lane, he's pushing out Kona, but unfortunately the lane is actually pushing towards Liberty, which means Mali is not going to be able to keep the freeze. And there you can see it, he's pushing out the wave because he has to. Like otherwise he's going to be losing farm.
Good trade on the bottom half of the map as well, but Kona actually goes for a reset.
It's better than him getting ganked and dying.
Tybe's in trouble though. Jace against the Zinja this early with the Karma behind him, flashing over the wall, into the pit. There's no way to escape that, and Tybe picked off kill over to Mana Freezer.
How did that happen? He filled his flash. He flashed right back into Liberty right there. He wanted to flash over the wall, but his finger went just a little bit too much to the top right there.
The substitute jungler for Sentinels having a rough start to game number 2 here. It's going to put the Jace very far behind. Silver lining. The Dusk said it as well. Mana Freezer's the one that got the kill. So
yet again.
It's nice to have a gold lead all the same. Beginnings here with the Roman to the mid lane, gets Hexo's ultimatum, does not have the unstoppable, but flashes to safety. Freaks balls up deep in enemy territory, but now Sentinels, it's not even their territory. A double kill over to Freaks. Liberty, quicker on the trigger.
Wow, that was beautifully played by Liberty. Let me explain to you how that Alistar didn't die. It's because of his rune Aftershock. Liberty all in beginnings, and his Aftershock saved his ass. However, they still want to be interesting to see how these teams are going to be playing around the first objectives. I'm expecting...
Okay, Mana Freezer, this is very aggressive right now. Transcendent Embrace, nicely done for Mali to dodge it out, but now he's in trouble with the Death Mark. The damage is there, and he's down. Kinzin might be traded, but Tybe cannot get the damage through the exhaust.
Liberty is constantly out-rotating Sentinels in this game right now. You can see it's 4 of... No, that was a close one. It's 4 of Liberty against every time like 2 or 3 of Sentinels. So of course Sentinels is not going to be able to get ahead of that one.
And again, Mana Freezer with the 100% kill participation.
Yeah, when you're ahead in a game, it seems like now Kona is rotating and they're going to go for it right now.
Right onto Tybe. They isolate the jungler and blow him up. Killing spree right now for Freaks. Molly throws out the Colleen to try and poke down Liberty, but they are grouped up, and now they got Molly locked in here. Beginnings trying to peel successfully as so far. Molly flashes away. Now Rest could be in some trouble. Does not land the ultimate. Has to flash away.
And this is exactly what Liberty can do. When you have that Corki package, you have the advantage. You can just get the objective. Like right now, they're sitting on a 2,500 gold lead. And they got that Rift Herald, which means the gold lead is going to be extended even further later on. Freaks is 3-0 Kangas.
Divine Thunder right now, but once he backs, I think he's got maybe another item.
He may die right here.
Sentinels could look for the dive. Oh, Freaks didn't land land the hook shot he was looking for. Boss is here though. Now they're just targeting Molly, who has the hole breaker, but he don't get the stats. If Beginnings is with you, 7-0 on the scoreboard for Liberty.
And yet again, Liberty just completely out-rotating Sentinels right there. Just every single time, it's Sentinels trying to do something, but Liberty is, they're countering it all the way. Type is 0-3 right now.
0-3 for the Jace jungle. Liberty get the kills top lane. They got the Herald earlier, and now they're getting the Dragon. Game 2 is all on Liberty's side. They have done such a good job of controlling the pace of the game, controlling where Sentinels is allowed to be, and Sentinels are running around like they're not sure what they're allowed to do.
And again, it just feels like Liberty is the better team. Even after that first game, like Liberty felt like the better team. It's just they made that one crucial mistake. Now the question is it gonna happen again this game? Because even though, they are practically, or it seems like they are the better team, they could still make that one crucial mistake.
It's possible. And we'll hook
but
shot
there's not
this.
and that's what Camille can do. He can go for that. If there is someone trying to kill him, he just hook shots away.
Now let's see what Liberty's next game plan is. MTS, focus up their aggression. Deathmark under the turret.
Oh!
Kona, can he get the damage? It's there.
Wow, that was beautiful. And not only did he kill him, he actually took that honey fruit to deny the healing from the, from the Garen right there. So it was like a super funny kill because, Garen could have survived.
And they might just kill Beginnings too. Again, Molly has Hullbreaker and Beginnings is standing directly on top of him. We've seen this happen before. Sentinels getting routed right now. The exhaust on the Culling means that Molly just does not do the damage that he's hoping for. They're onto the turret. Freaks is under there. They took one shot. Beginnings trying to keep Molly alive as Liberty chase them down. The slow happens. Boss gets the kill onto Beginnings. Molly barely gets out with his life.
Sentinels is definitely not playing correctly with the Hole Breaker Lucian. Like, when Beginnings is next to him, the Hole Breaker doesn't work. It just gives you some stats that are not good as opposed to other items. Like, I'm not really sure why Sentinels chose to go for the Hole Breaker yet again. Because sure, last game, it did pretty well. We saw that in last game, it did pretty well. But here, it's a little different of a scenario.
And we're looking at the faces of the players. I'm watching to see who's talking, who's not. Sentinels, I'm not seeing a lot of mouths move as Tide caught in a side lane again. Kona is a monster on this Zed.
Wow, Kona just asserting his dominance right there. And even though MTS on that Garen was sitting right next to him with his ultimate, no. Like, Kona just ulted right back and he didn't even allow MTS to touch a hair of him.
This is, it's looking rough for Sentinels right now. I'm not gonna lie. I know that we had some hope after that game number 1, but Liberty, they're not allowing Sentinels any room to get back in this game, as Freaks will even find Molly in a side lane. This is with the Hullbreaker active. Freaks does not have his own. Oh, no, he does have it completed, actually, with the Divine Sunderer, but with that, he's able to pick up the solo kill. Beginnings doesn't get in range, finally cashes him. Type should have the damage. He doesn't! Freaks gets out again!
Oh, no way. That would have been a massive shutdown.
And even mid lane's going down. An execute on a Mano Freezer. How does that even happen?
Wow, so even though he died, it didn't actually give a kill to Sentinel. So right there, Freaks somehow, some way escaped. Sitting on 5-0, that's a massive shutdown that Sentinels could have potentially gotten right there.
From the top Scuttle Crab. Liberty know exactly where Sentinels is, and now they're grouping up on the bottom half of the map, looking to potentially dive MTS. This would be really aggressive, but they can also just go for the turret instead. MTS walks up. Maybe Sentinels can find a pick right here. Mana Freezer taking a lot of damage from Molly's Culling, but the Death Mark just goes straight in. Kona's exhausted. Doesn't have the damage to kill Molly.
Oh, that was a pretty decent fight for Sentinels. You can see, right, like when Rest is able to actually hit his root on the Morgana, that shows potential for Sentinels to win the fight. And the later we get into the game, the bigger that potential is going to be, because Morganas deal more damage, and everyone is going to deal more damage, and especially also MTS on that Garen is going to be able to follow up. However, there is a however. You can use a stasis enchant while you're rooted. So, obviously Liberty is going to be buying those stasis enchant. Meanwhile, Freaks is looking for something.
You talked about the late game Camille. The ability to 1v1 the Garen. Beginnings takes a huge chunk right there too. Freaks flashing forward. Doesn't actually get onto Beginnings. Exhaust onto Kinzen, who's very far forward as well. MTS is frontlining. Not a bad setup for Sentinels right now, but Liberty, they don't overextend. They don't walk into Sentinels jungle.
They can, however, start off this dragon. As they pick up the honey fruit, they're very healthy. Should be a free dragon right there. We know what Type can do, but it seems like even Type is not going for it.
Oh, the vision investment pays off for Sentinels as Molly picked up by Kona, who might go down in response, but he's out. Liberty, again! They get out with a sliver of a health bar. Even Freaks will make it out of here as objective secured, kill secured. And it makes me wonder, do they have what it takes to make it through a series? Looking for a pick on a Kinzin. Sure, this is a good start if they can actually get the Xinjiao, but look at the side lanes. They invest all 5 members there, and they're gonna lose an inhibitor turret potentially for this.
So like the question is this worth for Sentinels? The answer is no, because they're losing an
Look at
inhibitor
this!
turret for it.
That's 3 hull breaker and powered cannons. He just takes the inhib.
Like, this is what I mean. Just Liberty is completely outbanked. Not only an inhib, you see how Camille's taking another turret on the top side? Sure, you get to kill Kinzin, but what do you give up for it?
The only other regions that I have seen exert this kind of macro control over the Rift are from the WRL. Liberty are playing like one of the Chinese representatives here saying, sure, we'll let our jungler die, but we'll take everything else from you for that. Kona will get away again here.
No way, no way. No.
Oh, Mano Freezer with the root, and Kona makes it out.
He makes it out again. What is happening right
They're
here?
TPing to Baron.
Yes, they're TPing to Baron because Type is sitting in the bot lane.
Oh, wait, actually, this might be too much. Freaks is low. Sentinels are approaching.
Type is not here. Type
Baron's
is not
low.
here.
Beginnings goes in. They're trying to get some kills. They're not going to get the objective. MTS is into the pit. Baron secured. What can Sentinels do from here? Liberty get the first kill on the Molly. Now they're looking for more here onto MTS. A double to boss. Positions perfectly in the fight. Triple kill to boss. Quadra kill to boss. Is he going to go for more? It's just the 1-0. Mana Freezer actually stole the pentakill, but Liberty with another prime ace, and they will take game 2 against Sentinels.
And this is what we expect from Liberty. This is what they should have done in game 1. Perfect Baron call. They saw Type sitting in the bot lane. They instantly started it off. And right here and there, they're equalizing the series.
Liberty strike back fierce in this series. No room for error. No